I wanted to share a little update with you. As you can see, I'm in a different place. It might look kind of strange. I'm at Miss Cindy's house, so that's why it looks different. So that's the first update that I want to talk to you about. So many of you have prayed and sent prayers and sent cards, and you've asked your church to pray and different prayer chains, and we're so appreciative for everything that you've done. So I feel like I need to keep you updated on the things that's going on on our end with Miss Cindy. So this week we started hospice. So things have went really fast, really quickly with her health kind of going downhill at a drastic rate. On last weekend when Matt and Katie was with her and me and Corey went to Roanoke for the book signing, she was still able to walk out to the car and to go to our house and stay some during the daytime. She liked to do that. She's been doing that for several weeks so she can see the garden and kind of get out of her house and, you know, just feel like she's still kind of having a normal life, I guess, is how it feels to her, and being able to go somewhere different. But since Sunday, she's not been able to leave the house. She's barely able to get up. It's just, I can't even describe, and if I sound crazy or silly, it's just because I feel like that, because I'm in it's very difficult, as anyone who's went through this knows, to see your loved one go downhill so fast. But it's been drastically fast with Miss Cindy. To go from Sunday, when me and Corey come home, she was at our house and spent the rest of the day with us, and then brought her back home, and just each day is less mobility and more weakness. And by Monday, of course, I called. Hospice had already been offered to us, but I called Monday and said we can't wait any longer. I could kind of see how drastically, even over from the time I helped her go to bed Sunday night till during the night I had to get up with her, and then she got up even Monday morning, it was just like, even then was like a progressively worse. So I'm not sure how long Miss Cindy will be with us. It's really hard to see anyone you love suffer. The wonderful thing about getting the hospice folks, they've been so nice, but they've been able much better to deal with her pain. We've shared with you that she didn't have much pain, which was like, a miracle. She has all these places in her brain and never had a headache. It's a weird thing. She had gotten where in the last update, I think last week, I talked about how that the ibuprofen and Tylenol was no longer working, and the doctor had prescribed something stronger, and that was helping, and it did help for a day or two, and then that was just like nothing, like it wasn't helping any longer. The pain, she complains of pain in one shoulder, that would just get so to the point she could barely stand it. And of course we could only give that medicine so often. So anyway, that's been the wonderful thing about the hospice folks. They could prescribe something stronger. She's got something now that she's taking twice a day that's like tiding her over, so 12 hours, every 12 hours. And then we've got something we can do in between that with the breakthrough. And we've not had to do that but twice, so that's just been a total game changer to help her with the pain. Also, since Sunday, at the new little wrinkle Sunday evening, I said, you've pulled a new trick on me, is that she began to have nausea, really bad nausea, and she's not had that any until it started on Sunday. So they've been able to help that with us. It's overwhelming. As I said, so many feelings go through your mind, and just the sheer amount of things you need to keep track of. And then taking in all the information. Today I've met, of course every day this week seems like I've met somebody different from the hospice network. And today 2 different people have been here to help Miss Cindy, and both sharing wonderful information. And it's a lot to take in, but praise the Lord that they're here to help us, And so many of you, friends and people, subscribers and different people have told us you should just get hospice. It's going to make your life so much easier because they can take the pressure off of you. And that's certainly been true for us. So if you're ever in a situation and you have that available for you, please, I'll be like the people that have advised me. Even though it's only been a few days for us, it's already made such a huge difference. And I've learned some other interesting things in addition to that. Another thing I learned this week, of course, Miss Cindy, we're staying with her, but I learned that in my area, and I'm sure I'm assuming it's in other areas too, but I didn't even know it was available in my area, that if you're someone that's, or maybe you have someone in your life that's, whether they're not sick, maybe they don't have cancer, like terminal cancer like Miss Cindy, or a terminal disease that death is imminent, maybe they're just alone and you worry about them falling by themselves, they don't have nobody that really checks on them, that kind of stuff. I did not know that, and maybe you already all knew this, but in case you didn't, that there's a program often with your local sheriff's department where they can have you call in. They have a list, or however how they do it, and you call in, and if suddenly one day you don't call in by a certain time, then they just send a deputy around to check and make sure you're okay. And I thought that's wonderful. You know, you think about people that are alone if they fall and they can't get to the phone, and I just thought that was a wonderful resource. So I thought everyone should know about that. I didn't know about it in the past. There might have been a dear friend years ago that I think that would have been perfect for them, because they didn't really have any family and nobody checking on them every day. So I thought that's just a wonderful resource, and I bet other places have it. I'm sure it's not just Cherokee County. So if there's someone in your life that fits that need, please check into it for them and find out if that's available where they live. Another thing, not really thinking about health-wise or security-wise in case something happened to you, but that I wanted to mention was, if a lot of people, not everyone watches the videos of the books that we read, that we're reading together. So right now we're reading Watermelon Hill, wonderful book. But if you're somebody that don't have time for those readings, I just wanted to share this with everyone. So in one of the recent ones, Dale talked about one of the recent readings I read out of the book, Watermelon Hill. He was talking about entertainment when he was a boy, and he was talking about the radio and the wonderful programs that used to come on before TV, before, you know, you just listened to the radio and it was a mystery or something funny or whatever it was, but it was a story or a sitcom or whatever we would call it today, but on radio. Well, so many people commented that all those shows are available and you can find them online. So I wanted to share that. If you have some memories of listening to radio shows when you were little, I'm sure if you just do an internet search for them is how you would find them. I think that some people said they could find them on YouTube. Some people said maybe they were on something like Sirius Radio. So lots of different options, but I wanted to share that because I thought it was so interesting that many of those are still available for people to listen to. I'm gonna try to find some of them and see if I can listen to them once this is over and I have more time. I think that would be something nice to entertain yourself, especially if you were driving or maybe, you know, working around the house. A lot of people, interestingly, say that they listen to me when they're working around the house. So whether it's they're listening to the readings or just one of the videos where I'm talking about Appalachia. But I thought that was worth mentioning too, in case you have those memories and want to look up one of those old radio programs, or maybe your parents or your grandparents told you about one. Another thing I wanted to mention, talking about the channel, is that I have another spammer. I had one in the last 2 or 3 days, and Corey and Katie had one when we were in Roanoke, when me and Corey were. And they were, on Corey and Katie's, that was someone claiming that it was the girls. That's what they do. They steal our picture. And they don't just do it to us. They do it to lots of YouTubers. They steal the picture of your face, your profile picture, and then they comment. Usually their channel is something like your name. Like maybe they'll say it's Celebrating Appalachia, but they'll put a period or a sneaky hyphen or something. So at first glance, it looks like it's me, or in the case of the girls, it looks like it's them. And Corey and Katie and I all try to reply back to people. We really love communicating with you. But because of that, so if you're on one of our videos and all of a sudden there's our picture, and it looks like one of us saying, hey, contact me, or you want a prize, pay this money, and I'll send it to you, or whatever. It's really easy to fall for that, but please don't. We will never, I will never, and Corey and Katie will never ask you to text us, I think one of them's WhatsApp. We'll never ask you to do anything like that, never. And we're not gonna have a contest. The only way we would have a contest is, or a giveaway. We wouldn't have a contest, but if we give something away, we would do it in one video, and then it would only be that video. It wouldn't be like every video we've ever had. We wouldn't be commenting in there saying, hey, you know, you won the guitar, just send me the money and I'll ship it to you. So all those are spammers. If you're in doubt, email me or Corey or Katie, or even just reply back. Go to one of our videos and say, is this you? I got a comment. Is this you? I promise you it's not us, though. It's just crazy, crazy spammers. And I wish YouTube could figure out a way to stop them, and I'm sure they work on it. And but they just, you get rid of one and another one comes back. So just always be aware of that. If you're in doubt and it sounds strange, it's not us. It's somebody else pretending to be us. And as I said, as soon as we get rid of one, I report them, I ban them from my channel. Corey and Katie do the same thing, and then they're gone. And YouTube does always take them down after they look and make sure that they're, really are spammers. But somebody takes their place pretty quickly. So just be aware of that. If it's something strange, it's not me or Corey or Katie on their channel or on my channel. So as I continue with the sadness of Miss Cindy, I'm continuing to live the strange life, which is how life always is, isn't it? It always is. It's the sad or troubling, and then also the good on the other hand. So the cookbook is continuing to do wonderful, that Jim and I wrote together. Jim Casta and I is continuing to sell like hotcakes, and we're so thankful for that. I'll put the link for it in the description below in case you've not been able to pick up a copy and you'd like to. But also we're continuing our book signing events. This weekend is the last one for the Mass General stores, the last one. And it's going to be in Boone, North Carolina. So that's June 17th. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boone Mass General store. They're in Boone Mass General store, June 17th, 11 till 2 p.m. Then right after that, still June 17th, that same day, it's going to be at Sugar Grove, North Carolina. I've never been there. They say it's just up the road from Boone, not very far. And we're going to be there from 3 until 6 p.m. 3 until 6 p.m. So we would love to meet you. I'm planning on being there. I'm not sure who will be with me, if it'll be Corey or who it'll be. We're kind of up in the air about that because we're trying to figure out what's best for Miss Cindy. But Jim will be there also, and we really look forward to meeting you if you get to come out. One other event that we have scheduled right now is July 1st at 3 p.m. July 1st at 3 p.m. We're going to be at City Lights Bookstore in Sylva, North Carolina. And I'll remind you again before that one, so you'll remember. So don't worry. I'll do another video reminding you about that. We do have some other little things coming up. Some of them are going to be online things like Zoom interviews, and then also one in Cherokee County. I'm planning with my Cherokee County Historical Museum there in Murphy with Teresa, so I'll announce that once all the details are worked out. Also one in again back in Swain County at the library there, and once the details are worked out, I'll share those. Those will all be later. Likely, I mean, they're not imminent, in other words, so we're still working out the details for them, and we'll be sure to share any others that happen to pop up. So as you might imagine, my plate is very full, very full. Not, like I said, the sweet of the cookbook and the sadness of Miss Cindy, and we're wanting to spend every minute with her, and also just be there for her in any way that she needs us. Be standing at the ready for anything that she needs. And then also, this is the time of the year that the garden, my garden is beautiful. I've not even seen it in 2 days. Corey made me a little short today, so if you've seen it earlier, I watched it this morning, or watched it this evening. She did it this morning, but by the time I seen it was this evening, and I watched it and I said, oh my goodness, my garden's beautiful. And Corey said, yeah, it is. It's beautiful. But I feel like I've not, how time kind of stands still. It has been 2 days since I seen it, but I feel like it's been about 4 or 5 weeks, which it's not been. But because of all that, I'm going to try my best to continue with the videos. And of course, I know I don't have to. So all of you saying, oh no, Tipper, you don't have to. I understand that. And there may certainly be some days that I don't have a video. So right now, I try to do shorts, which are really easy. I try to do them every day, but that doesn't happen. Even before Miss Cindy, that didn't happen every day. And I usually post on Fridays, always my reading. That's a pretty easy video because I'm just reading. Then I post a video on Sunday night. I usually post one on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. So that's my schedule. If most of you who watch everything we do, you've paid attention and you know that. And I usually publish my videos at 6 o'clock at night, and so you've probably already figured all that out. But in the coming weeks, depending on what happens with Miss Cindy, I might miss some of those. And if I do, I'm gonna let you know. So that, and of course, if something happens to Miss Cindy, we will make an announcement and let you know that. So don't worry, and let you know about our plans and everything, all that, like a service or anything that happens. So we'll be sure to do that. But if I'm unable, for example, this Sunday, if I'm unable to do a video or don't have one to put up, I'm going to go to my community page of the YouTube channel. Now, if you've never been to the community page, if you're on a desktop or an iPad or something, now somebody told me iPad was different, so I better not say that, but desktop, like a computer in your house, you go to that to my main channel page, like where all my videos are together. And if you look kind of up near the top, like there's the banner and then there's the videos, kind of in between there, you'll see a menu over through there, kind of just straight across. And it's like videos, playlist, and then you'll notice there's a community. If you click on that little community tab, it'll just open up into a page this is just text, like pictures and text. It's not videos. I usually put one of those up every Monday, kind of telling everybody to have a good week. I hope they have a good week. So if you'll go there, like for example on Sunday, if I don't have a video, go there at 6 p.m. Then I'll tell you something, whatever I tell you, and then I'm going to direct you back to one of my other videos, one of my older videos, maybe from my garden last year. We'll see what I was doing then, or whatever it is. I'll direct you to a video that you can watch, and if you do watch it, it'll really help me out, because YouTube kind of penalizes you if you don't upload. They call it feeding the algorithm. If you suddenly quit uploading videos and people quit watching them, because of course you've not uploaded anything new, then you kind of go down. YouTube's like, oh, well, we won't promote them because they're, whatever happened to them, they're gone, and we're just going to promote somebody else. So if you'll go watch whatever video I point you to, that will help me and help the channel, help my endeavor of celebrating Appalachia. Now, if you are on your phone and you go to same way, you go to that main channel page, and it's still in that same place, but because your phone's not as wide, there's not enough space, you kind of have to scroll that menu over to see the community tab. But then again, you just click on the community tab, and then you'd see the exact same information. So if I'm unable to upload a video because of what we're going through with Miss Cindy, that's what I plan to do, is kind of direct you to an old video that maybe you didn't ever see, or maybe you'd like to see again. And if you don't want to watch it, that's okay too, but that's just my plan. I just wanted to share with you what my plan was. Complicated times, but that's again part of life, and we could never again thank you enough for all the support that you give our family, watching our videos, sending us wonderful kind emails and comments and cards and prayers, and oh my goodness, we're so blessed. Again, that's the sad and the sweet, like I was saying. So sad to have to go through this, but how wonderful to have such a supportive audience on YouTube and my blog and on Facebook, lots of different places. And then of course my community, my church family, and my community here, and my friends and my family. So I'm very, very blessed, even in the midst of going through this. We will continue to ask you to pray for Miss Cindy, though, and to pray for us. And as always, we hope you'll drop back by often to help us celebrate Appalachia.